Will everyone please join me in Gassho as I read the words of our founder, Master Shinran Shonin. Shakyamuni Tathagata appeared in this world solely to teach the ocean-like primal vow of Amida. We, an ocean of beings in an evil age of 5 defilements, should entrust ourselves to the Tathagata's words of truth. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandats, namandats, namandats. Good morning, everyone. And happy Hanamatsuri. Today is the day where we celebrate the birth of Dharma School students. Help me. Whose birth are we celebrating today? Prince? Very good. And where was Prince Siddhartha born? In the garden of Lumbini. Very good, very good. I kind of put a little trick in there, right? In the garden of where? I would be a little concerned if I heard in the Garden of Eden, but, but the Garden of Lumbini. Very good, very good. So today, of course, is sometimes the day that we all look forward to every year. We celebrate Hanamatsuri as Prince Siddhartha's birthday. I remember as a child growing up in the temples, especially at Sacramento Betsuin, Hanamatsuri was always a really huge affair, really, really big service. For Sacramento Betsuin, we had hundreds upon hundreds of Dharma school students, and we had to find a way to incorporate them, so we all did a program of sorts. But as big or as small as the Dharma school may be, I think Hanamatsuri is always a special occasion. We celebrate the birth of Prince Siddhartha in the Garden of Lumbini from Queen Maya. And we all know the legend of Prince Siddhartha's birth. The first being the legend that he was born from the conception, in a sense, right, the conception of a dream. He was born because Queen Maya dreamt of a white elephant. And then when Prince Siddhartha was born, he was born from Queen Maya's right side. Then immediately after Prince Siddhartha was born, he walked 7 steps. Very good. I think I heard someone repeat that. 7 steps. Very good. And then with each step, lotus buds came blossoming out. Now, Dharma school students, help me. Can anyone tell me what the hand gesture is that Prince Siddhartha was doing? Okay, he pointed his right hands up to the sky and the left hand to the floor. Very good. And he said, "I alone am the exalted one." Now, this is a very interesting story, and what the Prince Siddhartha said right at birth may not sound all that Buddhist to you. But the whole point of the story is to illustrate the fact, or is to awaken us to the fact that a very important religious figure was born. So the reason for this is because Prince Siddhartha would later become the awakened Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, and would then go on to teach for over 40 years before he would meet what was called parinirvana. It is due to the Buddha's teachings that we are actually here today. Which begs the question, right? Why is it so important that we celebrate this day? We are Jodo Shinshu Buddhists. Don't we honor Amida Buddha instead? When you look at our shrine, the shrine that you see before you here, one of the glaring omissions that people notice is that we do not have a statue or a scroll of Shakyamuni Buddha on the shrine. Most temples that you go to may have some scroll or statue of Shakyamuni Buddha depicted there. However, we as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists solely turn our attention to Amida Buddha, who is the Buddha in the center here, the Buddha of infinite light and life. So, in a sense, why are we Jodo Shinshu Buddhists continuing to celebrate this holiday, Hanamatsuri? To put it simply, this is a celebration of our teacher's birth. Shakyamuni Buddha is all of our teachers still today, now. Shakyamuni Buddha was born and would share many teachings for our benefit. Many, many teachings for our benefit. taught the middle way, taught of, he taught the Four Noble Truths, right? Taught the Eightfold Path. So it is but for us Jodo Shinshu Buddhists, it is our understanding that Shakyamuni Buddha taught us the three Pure Land Sutras, the basis for our school. The three Pure Land Sutras came from Shakyamuni Buddha's own mouth, where he taught about Amida Buddha's land to the west, where we all will become enlightened. So this is one of the major reasons why we as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists continue to celebrate the birth of Prince Siddhartha. Thanks to Shakyamuni Buddha, we can imagine and visualize the Pure Land, and his teachings have also inspired some glorious art pieces. For many of you who have not been able to see scrolls or huge mandalas, as they call them, depicting Amida Buddha's Pure Land, I highly encourage you to try looking some up. And some of them are huge, by the way. Some of these paintings I've seen in art exhibits before, and they can cover the entirety of the width of this onaijin. It's a sight to see. So these beautiful teachings came from Shakyamuni Buddha. And especially for Shinran, our founder, Shakyamuni Buddha provided a teaching that gives all of us hope, especially since we are living way past the time of the Buddha. So this is, again, an important lesson for all of us as to why we continue to celebrate the birth of Prince Siddhartha Gautama. We often associate Prince Siddhartha Gautama with, of course, the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. And, of course, us Dharma School students here, our Dharma School students here will be able to memorize the Eightfold Noble Path. Right view, right thought, very good, right speech, right conduct, right effort, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and the final one is right meditation, right meditation. VT Sklem. So Dharma School students, for all of you in the future, say that with me, VT Sklem. VT Sklem. View, thought, conduct, effort. Livelihood, effort, mindfulness, meditation. Speech. Sorry, I forgot speech in there too. But this is important for all of us to remember, right? It's important for all of us to remember the building blocks and the foundation of why we are here today, right? But at the same time, it must also be remembered that Shakyamuni Buddha taught many different lessons to many different people. Shakyamuni Buddha once held up a flower and didn't speak a word. And one of his disciples smiled. And the Buddha pointed to that disciple and said, "You now understand." Buddha also taught the Lotus Sutra. And the Lotus Sutra teaches the teaching of skillful means. Right? Sometimes we can't get across what we want in plain words, so we have to come up with skillful ways to demonstrate things, right? So we have to come up with either pictures or depictions or clever examples in order to convey meaning. Sometimes we are also Shakyamuni Buddha also taught the Heart Sutra, where a lot of Zen Buddhists take to heart, where they sit in Zazen meditation. They take the teaching of nothingness in a sense, and that's a very difficult teaching. Yet for all of us here as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists, the Buddha taught the three Pure Land Sutras. The Buddha taught us Namo Amida Butsu, a thing that we say. It's more than a thing, of course, but a phrase that we say that encompasses wisdom and compassion from the Pure Land. What a beautiful teaching that Shakyamuni Buddha taught us. And going on this last slide, we have to recognize the fact that we are now 2,500 years from the time of Prince Siddhartha, are we not? Yes. So we cannot exactly ask Prince Siddhartha or the awakened Buddha from his own mouth, what the proper course of action is. And yet because of this, Prince Siddhartha gave us a teaching, the teaching of Namo Amida Butsu, the teaching of Nembutsu, that we are embraced by the Buddha of infinite light and infinite life. This gives us a teaching of hope and a teaching of calmness, and a teaching of aspiration, in a sense. This gives us a teaching that we still have access to the realm of enlightenment, even to this day. We still are able to achieve enlightenment, maybe not in this lifetime, but certainly in Amida Buddha's Pure Land. We are still able to benefit from the teachings of Shakyamuni Buddha to this day. And when we stop and really think about it, without the birth of Prince Siddhartha, would this temple be here today? Without the birth of Prince Siddhartha, would we have this wonderful community? With the birth of Prince Siddhartha, it set off a chain link of events that brought us here to this very moment. More importantly, it brought us all of here together as a Sangha, as a community, here at Tacoma Buddhist Temple, where we decorate the lovely Hanamido with flowers and offer sweet tea. Does anyone know why we offer sweet tea to the Buddha, or why we put the sweet tea over the Buddha's head? The legend says that after Shakyamuni Buddha, after Prince Siddhartha was born, sweet rain fell from the sky. These auspicious events and these things that we still continue to symbolize with the blooming of flowers, the falling of sweet rain, highlights the importance of a very important religious figure from the past, and highlights the importance of the teachings that he still continued to lay down to us today. And it's something that we have to remember, that it is not to be taken for granted. And it's also important for us to remember, as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists, which specific teaching we are grateful for Prince Siddhartha for in the first place. While we can definitely enjoy many, many, many of the Buddhist teachings, and I encourage you all to read as many sutras and as many of the Buddhist teachings as possible, always know that for us as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists, it holds true to our truth that Shakyamuni Buddha appeared in this world to teach us the teaching of Amida Buddha's wisdom and compassion. So I would like to thank all of you for being here today to celebrate such an auspicious occasion. I know the Dharma School, the BWA, the temple members, the leadership here, all of us have done wonderful work to bring us this beautiful celebration of Hanamatsuri today. I highly encourage all of us to pour sweet tea on the Buddha's head and reflect on the birth of this wonderful teacher, the birth of Prince Siddhartha in the garden of? Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Just as long as you remember that. I did my work for this week. I'm just So thank you all very much for attending our Hanamatsuri service. We still have a bit of service to do, and then we will have, I know we are all looking forward to the wonderful celebration downstairs that is waiting for us. So please join me in Gassho. Shakyamuni Tathagata appeared in this world solely to teach the ocean-like primal vow of Amida. We, an ocean of beings in an evil age of 5 defilements, should entrust ourselves to the Tathagata's words of truth. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandats, 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 namandats.